Hello, and welcome to the end of my month of horror. Today we reviewed Dark Souls. With the upcoming DLC, I felt it was relevant before its release, and the dark, foreboding atmosphere of the game certainly fits with the theme. The story of Dark Souls is basically that you are a chosen undead. Yes, you! All those other players... No, they aren't important at all. Now obviously I'm kidding, but I'll get back to that. You are the chosen undead, sent to the land of Lordran to break the undead curse caused by the Lord Gwyn. There is actually far more to the plot for those who bother to look, and it is found through various item descriptions, the dialogues of NPCs, and the visuals of the world itself. I would love to explain some of the backstory to the game, but it's all so rich in detail and intrigue that I just do not have the time to explain it all in this review. Now, getting back to the comment about other players, the story actually does have an explanation for this, regarding the kindling of the fires. Lordran has a strange property to it that causes a time distortion, which is activated whenever you rest at a bonfire. This explains why enemies respawn, and it allows there to be situations in which multiple chosen undead can exist separately but remain one singular entity overall. Yes, I realize how complicated that may sound, but I love it. How many games actually bother to explain in depth why so many players can all be the chosen one? It's just fantastic. The gameplay of Dark Souls took me by surprise. It actually takes a Metroidvania approach to the world, allowing you to explore a vast world of interconnecting areas that are all pseudo-linear, and have various treasures and shortcuts to previous areas to discover. I, for one, am a huge fan of the Metroidvania approach to gameplay, and this is exactly how I'd imagine a 3D Castlevania Metroidvania-style game, as opposed to Lords of Shadow, which was based more around the structure of the classic NES and Super NES titles of the Castlevania series. The combat of Dark Souls is where it really shines, in that it allows for various ways to approach a situation, such as melee, ranging, pyromancy, sorcery, and miracles. With the melee combat in particular standing out to me. You are given the ability to block and parry with the 2 left shoulder buttons, and do light and heavy attacks with the 2 right shoulder buttons. Every button press cues up the next attack, which some people mistake as an unintentional delay, but it actually winds up being quite beneficial to you. The combat is extremely well done, making it so that it's usually the player's fault if he or she gets killed. This is the type of game where you have to pay very close attention to how your enemies attack and getting the timing down. There are also some online mechanics to the game that allow for PvP and cooperative play, if you're into that sort of thing, that is. Also, the game utilizes a soul system which functions as both currency and experience, and is essential to your survival. When you die, you drop your souls where you died, as well as your humanity, and leaves your souls there unless you either retrieve it or die. If you die before retrieving them, the souls you've dropped are lost forever. The visuals of the game are downright gorgeous for the most part, though the lighting is pretty much just there. They don't try to do anything effective with it till you reach Anor Londo. Most of your light in the darker areas of the game just radiates off the player. Monster design is simply amazing. I have not seen this level of creativity in monster design in any games other than Zelda for the most part. Figures that a JRPG would be more creative than a Western RPG. Also, the background of the environments are rather flat. Not bad per se, just flat. And the soundtrack of the game, when it exists, is actually pretty good. Now, this game isn't without its faults. There is this boss fight in the depths called the Gaping Dragon, which looks like it will amount to some huge epic encounter. It certainly succeeds in the huge, but not so much in the epic. Here is how you defeat this boss. Think of any bull boss fight of any other game ever made ever, except instead of simply dodging, you run. And then when it stuns itself by running into a wall, you attack its back. Yes. Well, the boss design is at least nice. I feel I should also mention that the PS3 and 360 versions of Dark Souls have a frame rate issue when you're in Blighttown. It's by no means game-breaking, but it's quite noticeable. If you're looking for a challenging but rewarding gaming experience, I wholeheartedly recommend this game. For those of you more into casual gaming experience or lack the patience to approach it with a level of care, you're better off looking elsewhere. It's still worth a look at least, but I wouldn't blame you if you broke it over your knee. If you have any game recommendations, leave it in the comments. Starting December, I will make an effort to review the games you all recommend. Starting next month is Nintendo-vember, where me and a couple of my gaming buddies will be reflecting upon the games of the NES era, starting with the original Metroid. I will make an effort to review recent titles as well. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I hope you all have enjoyed my month of horror despite it being older titles. This has been Linkonair. See you Thursday when I review the PS Vita.